again to my channel. My name is Cynthia. In today's tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make this mermaid gown you're seeing here. But today I'll just concentrate only on how to make the mermaid. Okay, I have a video on how to make a bustier. The upper bodice is going to be a bustier. I have a video on how to cut a bustier, so I'll just link the video so you go and watch it. We are going to just base on the lower bodice. Okay, so let's say I'm making a mermaid skirt, but I'll be using it for a gown. Now the upper bodice I'm working with is 15 inches. I added 3 inches, that is 18. So I'm going to minus my 18 inches just to get the lower bodice. Okay, and the gown length I'm working with is 65. My client's gown length is 65, so I'm going to cut off some parts here to add up to that part. I'm going to be using a spread and splash method, okay, for this mermaid skirt. So right now I will take my hip line. I'll take my hip measurement at 26.5. The client I'm working with is very, very tall, so I'll take my hip measurement at 27.5, and then I'm going to be shaping my that's where I'm going to be shaping it with 40 inches. So I'll stop it here. This is a 40 inches, and then the remaining I'm going to cut off this part and add to it. Like I said, I'm working with gown length of 65. Okay, so now I'll just connect all the lines. So this is the hip line, and this is where the new line is going to be. Alright, so if today is your first time of coming to my channel, do not forget to like, to share, and also subscribe. Alright, let's continue. Now the waist I'm working with is 41.5. Divided by 4, I have 10.25. So I'll just put my 10.25 around here. So I'm going to add 1 inch for that, and then I'll be using 2.5 for my allowance. Alright, so the hip I'm working with is 46 divided by 4, I have 11.5. So I'll just put my 11.5 here, and then I'll just add 2.5 for my allowance. So whatever I have here, I want this place to be very penciled. I'm going to minus 1.5 out from whatever I have here. Remember, we have 11.5 minus 1.5 is going to give us 10. So I'm putting 10 inches on the new area. 10 inches. So I'm going to add 2.5 from also my allowance. So I'll connect all the lines. So I'm going to make a straight cut skirt. Then I'm going to spread it and use it for my mermaid skirt. So let's continue. So I'll connect this. So I forgot to say, whatever I have here, I'm still going to minus 1 inch, and then I'll put it here. So we have 10 inches. We got 10 inches here, so minus 1, I'm going to make it 9 inches. 9 inches. And then I'll add 2.5 for my allowance. So I'll just do all the connections. And then I'll connect this too. So I'm going to put my dart. Okay, for this client, her bust measurement is 43.5. So I'm going to use 4.5 for my nipple to nipple. I have a video on how to get your nipple to nipple measurement. I'll also put the link so you go and know where the number you are using fall in. Okay, so 43.5 is the bust measurement, bust round. So her nipple to nipple is likely to be 4.5. So I'm using 4.5 for my dart. So the dart I'm working with here is 4.5. Okay, So I'll add ½ inch on both sides, ½ inch here and then ½ inch here. And so I'll be coming down with 4 inches. I'll come down with 4 inches. And then I'll connect my darts. So once I do this, I'm going to cut this off, and then I'll add this part to it so that we can get our length, the gown length or the skirt length. Okay, so I'm going to cut it off and then I'll add it here so that I can extend the length. Remember I said it's 65 inches, that's for the gown length. So I want to extend it. I'll cut off this and extend it with it. So I'm through with adding up the paper to make it what length 65. I also went ahead to cut out what the back piece. Okay, I added 2 inches for what, for my zipper allowance. So right now we're going to start what spreading it, okay, so that we can what get our mermaid. Okay, so I'm going to come on that new area. This is the new area where I want the mermaid to start what flowing. Now because of this client is tall, I'm going to come down a little, just a little with 1 inch. I'll come down with 1 inch. So make sure what you're using for the front, you also using for the back. Okay, so now I have for both the back. This is the front. So this is it. Okay, now I'm going to set the front aside, and let's start with the back. Now I'll keep it this way so that you can see it very well. I hope you can see it. I'll keep it this way so that we can see it very, very well. Alright, so now I'm going to impute my lines. Now from this line, I'm going to put 2 other lines here and here. And here. I'll do the same thing on the front part. So now I'm going to cut. I'll start from here. Make sure you don't pass that place. Just stop it there. Alright. Now you can decide to also cut this one. But okay, let me cut it. You can decide to cut it or you can decide to just leave it. So once I do this, I'm going to open it up from here to get that fullness. And then I'll also open it up here to get the fullness. Okay, let's keep it this way now, just to get that fullness. Make sure you don't cut everything, okay? So now I'm going to get a new fresh pattern paper, and we're going to start we'll draft out the mermaid. So now I'll do the same thing on the front part, and then we'll start. So I'm going to put into the same line I did for the back. We do the same thing on the front. So now I'm going to also start spreading this. Try to hold on this place that it doesn't pull. So I'm going to come to this place I'm going to spread this way. And please make sure you don't cut through all. Just leave a little. And here I'll do the same thing here. Hope you can see. Do the same thing here. Sorry, I mistakenly pulled everything. I will use my masking tape to hold it together. Okay, so once I have done this, right now I'm going to get a fresh pattern paper, and then we're going to start with spreading. At least now you know how to cut. Okay, so now this is the zipper area. This is the zipper area. This is the zipper area, so I'll kind of put it not too slanted. I'll just keep it straight this way, not too slanted and not too straight. Okay, so but this place I want it to be fuller, so I'll try to spread it more. Okay, so just try to spread it small. If you want to spread it even more than this, you can go ahead to do that. Okay, all depends on what you want. And again, you should also consider your fabric when you're doing this kind of spreading. So right now I'm going to check what I have here on that zipper area. I have 25. Okay, so I'm going to come down a little with 26 inches. I'll take it at 26, then I'll just keep coming with 26. Okay, 26, and then here I'll also use 26. So I'm going to connect the 26. I'll connect the 26. So I've connected it. So I'm going to use my masking tape. I'll use my masking tape to hold them together. You can see 26. Okay, so let's hold it together, then we'll cut it off. Cut it out. So use your masking tape to pin it down, so it doesn't move. So I'm going to cut it out. But try to get here very well, okay? Cut it out. So we'll cut it out now. Like I said, you can make your own fuller than this, alright? It all depends on your fabric, okay? So I'm going to cut it out now. Remember, this is the front part. Sorry, I made a mistake. I wanted to say the folded parts, okay? Not the zipper side. This is the folded parts. Please, Note, this is the folded part and not the zipper part. The zipper side is coming, okay? So now, this is it for the front part. So you're going to label this front. So we're going to do the back right now. Now this is the back part. I'm actually using 2 pattern paper for this because I want the back to be very full. Alright, so the first one we did was the front part, and that other part I said zip allowance, it was the folded part for the front, okay? The front is folded into 2, remember. So this is the back part and that's the zip allowance, okay? So it was a mistake. It was supposed to be the folded part of the front, okay? So alright, now at the back part, the back panel, this is the zipper side. You're going to make it look very fuller. I'm okay with the way this place is, so I'll make here look fuller because this is where we want the whole of the mermaid to be, okay, the flake to be. So I am going to add extra paper to it so that it will enable me to come down more. So let's try and use masking tape to hold the papers together. So hold it together. By the time I cut, I'll still need to put some paper around there. So let's put another paper around there so that we get it more fuller on that area. So I'm going to add more paper here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. So I'm adding extra paper around here. If you're making a mermaid skirt or a gown, you have to be very patient with it. Very patient. Alright, so now I'm going to grab the front panel and lie it together, making sure that this side are equal, okay? Just get it, make sure that this side is equal. Remember, we use 26 around here, so I'll place it on each other. Okay, so this is, remember, this is the zipper side, this side. So I'll place it on each other like this. So place on each other to make sure they are equal around here. So this parts should be equal, okay? Make sure this part is equal. This is where the hip is sitting, so make sure it's equal. So now I'm going to make sure it's equal. And remember, we use 26 inches around here, okay? So making sure they are equal. Alright, so I've marked here. The reason why you're making sure it's equal is so that when you are joining, one will not be longer than one. Okay, so now it's equal around that hip area. So I'm going to set the front side aside, and then we're going to continue. So I'm going to come to this area where the main thing, that's the main mermaid. On the zipper part, I want my mermaid to be 10 inches longer, okay? 10 inches. So I'm going to take it at 10 inches. This is my 10 inches here. You can decide to come down more, alright? So let's see what we have on 10 inches. From that 26, let's see. So 10 inches is around 34. Okay, let me add it more. Let's make it 15 inches. So I'm adding extra 15 inches to it. Okay, so I'm sure you can see it. I'm adding extra 15 inches to it. Extra 15 inches to it. So I'm going to connect this way. I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. So I'm trying to connect. I hope you can see it. Our working table is big, but the Marmaid is bigger. Alright, so this is it. I've connected it from this way. So now from that 26 inches I'll try to connect it. Well, let me cut this side and then we'll continue. So let's cut this side and we'll continue. So I'm going to cut off this area, then I'll continue with the other parts. So, okay, I'm going to hold this part more, so just hold it, so it doesn't shift. Alright, so now once we get this, I'm going to start connecting my Marmaid skirts. Remember it's from here. It's from here. So we're going to start connecting. I'm going to start connecting from that 26 inches we have from here. So I want to start connecting. Let's go. You can use a straight ruler. So this is it. I've connected it. I wouldn't want it to be very sharp, so I'll just come in with a curve. So right now I'm going to cut it off. So we'll cut it off. So I hope you can see what we just did here. So now once I do this, I'm going to also cut out this area. Alright, so this is Marmaid. Wow, the Marmaid is much. Okay, so this is it. Remember, where you need that Marmaid so much is around that zipper area. So you can see how it's looking. You can see how the Marmaid is looking. Okay, so let me see how much of the Marmaid I took. Total like so that you know what to use for yours in case. So I took a total of 40 inches from my nail, while this area is around 26. Don't forget that. Okay, it all depends on your client's measurement. All right, so now at least you know how to to join to cut your mermaid skirt. So I'll be using this for a gown. I'll be using it for a gown, but I just wanted to show us how to cut the mermaid skirt gown. But I wanted to show you guys how to cut the mermaid skirt. So alright, we've come to the end of this tutorial. If you find it very helpful, please do not forget to subscribe and also share with your soulmates. Alright, and I'm going to see you in my next class. I remain Cynthia. Bye.